Hello there, it's your friend Phil, Project Management Trainer and Coach. Let's have a quick review of how to do our brain dump for the PMP exam. Now, you don't have too much time to waste anymore. You don't have the 15 minutes, the 15-minute luxury that people had before. What I would advise that you do is to break your paper in two and go for the formulas one by one. So first of all, we want our earned value formulas. We want to do SPI, we want to do SV, we want to do CPI, we want to do CV. Remember, earned value is king. Earned value always comes first in these formulas. Okay? Remember, if it's an index, you're going to divide. So division for the indices, subtraction for the variances, plan value here, actual cost because it's cost related, AC and AC there. And those are your core metrics, the SPI, CPI, CV, and SV that could get you some marks on the test. Hopefully you remember if it's greater than 1, it means that you are ahead. Less than 1 means you're behind in terms of schedule. In terms of cost, greater than 1 means you're under, and less than 1 means you're over, and stuff like that. Just remember what it means. Now we go into the EACs. We have the EAC based on the work being performed at the budgeted rate, and that's going to be AC, actual cost, plus your budget at completion, minus your earned value. That's the first formula for EAC there. Second one is EAC based on a brand new bottom-up ETC, and that's simply AC plus ETC. And hopefully as you're doing these, you remember what the formula actually means, okay? So before you exam, make sure you've got it all in your head. The next one is EAC based on the current cumulative CPI. Really, the formula, if you're going to write it all out, it's really this. But of course you remember that this, we're going to solve this down. Because remember, your CPI is really EV divided by AC. We're going to invert that, so we end up with that, and that cancels that, and that will cancel this by the time you're done, and you're going to end up with BAC divided by CPI. The final formula is taking this, of course, and dividing by SPI times CPI. So at the end, you're going to have EAC is equal to AC plus BAC minus EV, and all of that divided by SPI cumulative. I always like to put the superscript to remind me that it's cumulative. Okay, for this as well, I like to put the superscript. Okay, so those are your EACs and your core metrics. You also want to remember that earned value is equal to % complete times your budget at completion, depending on the context of the question, or it could be equal to % complete times planned value. It always depends on the context of the question. Moving over to other things, communication, the number of channels, is equal to n times n minus 1, and all of that divided by 2. Remember, your expected monetary value is equal to probability times impact. Is there any other formula we're forgetting? Present value, PV. What is your present value? Present value is equal to your future value divided by 1 plus the interest rate to the power of n, where n is the number of years, right? And that pretty much is, that's pretty much most of the formulas. Of course, you know that your future value in that case would be equal to the present value times 1 plus I to the power of n. You know how to apply that. Some other people work on formulas that I wouldn't consider to be very important, like the point of total assumption. I can't even remember when last that was on the test, in the fashion that I used to teach it to calculate the whole thing. Just proves to be a waste of time. So right now I'm on about 5 minutes in doing all this dump. You can also put down your 3-point estimate. Your estimate, if it's a beta, it's going to be equal to pessimistic plus 4 times most likely plus optimistic divided by 6. And if it's triangular, then the estimate is going to be pessimistic plus most likely plus optimistic divided by 3. If you're talking about the standard deviation, it's pessimistic minus optimistic divided by 6. You're talking about the variance, it's P minus O divided by 6 square. There are actually a couple more formulas. Let's do the last two formulas. We're going to do formulas for TCPI. TCPI based on the budget at completion. TCPI based on the estimate at completion. The first one is BAC minus EV to give you the work remaining. Funds remaining is BAC minus AC. So BAC minus EV divided by BAC minus AC. And then the other one is for EAC, it's BAC minus EV. Same thing at the top. The bottom is EAC minus AC. And we also have the variance at completion formula, which is budget at completion minus estimate at completion. Okay.